handsome Rick, the worlds, the galaxies, the universes, wrestling champion. I fight for belts even though I don't wear pants. I am the son of a gun, the man with a tan. And I'm having a hard time keeping these buttons down because I make my opponents drown. And tonight you have the privilege to watch the big handsome Rick doing curls for the girls and tries for the guys and chest for the rest. Tonight you will smell what I'm cooking, baby. And I'm coming for all the mates to take off the food off their plates. And I am the handsome Rick with the huge magic stick. And you will watch this clip till the end because this is Tattoo Vlog 120, honey. Welcome back. Thank you very much for tuning in again. Today we are going to do a hawk tattoo or an eagle or a falcon, depending on how you look at it. So, unfortunately, I did not have a flying hawk in my portfolio. So usually I take my own pictures from birds, flowers and all that kind of stuff, but it's very, very hard to find or to get a picture of a flying hawk 100% symmetrically. So what did I do? I was looking up the internet on some stock footage sites. So other photographers usually upload their pictures like I do, and they are going to sell their pictures. So I bought a picture, removed the bird's or the hawk's legs because it just looks better as a tattoo, and this should not be a super realistic tattoo. It is all made of tiny, tiny dots. So if you look closely, very, very closely, you would see that it's completely made out of dots. Even those lines that look like lines are tiny, tiny dots. I have not posted it yet because I have more than 1,000 tattoos, unposted tattoos on my hard drive. So we will never run out of material during the next years or for as long as this pandemic is going on. So anyways, guys, I hope you like this falcon. I of course did a little drawing and did some other touch-ups that it doesn't really look like a real picture, but that's always a good idea. If you don't have your own pictures, just buy some other pictures from other people. People, we are back. So, main topic for today, because I'm going to answer one of the most frequently asked questions on Instagram. And you've asked me, or you've asked me many times, what do I eat, how to get big, what should you eat, and so on and so forth. So first of all, I cannot tell you what to eat, okay? I can only tell you what I do. So that's number one. Number two, what can you eat? That's a hard question, because that's only the first part of the question. The other part is how to get big on a budget, and that's a really complicated topic, because getting big means a lot of food, and a lot of food means a lot of money. So getting big and cheap are two things that don't really add up, but there is a way, okay? So, but before we start, I have to tell you one thing, and that's very important for many people, because some of you do not realize what getting big means, okay? And I'm not talking about Olympia stage big, I'm just talking about getting bigger in general. So that means a lot of food. So imagine the average person eats 3 times a day, okay? You can get away with some snacks, you can get away with a real meal. It really doesn't matter, because if you eat 3 times, you just survive, okay? If you want to get bigger, no matter where you are, you have to eat more. That's just how it is. You have to eat more calories than your body burns. That's the only way to get bigger. If you eat less calories, if you don't eat enough calories and your body burns more than you eat, you're losing weight. That's just how it is. It's that simple. So for getting bigger, it means we have to eat 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day. And the average person out there, you have to realize, just imagine you're going to a restaurant. You're going to a restaurant for dinner and you eat whatever you eat, and at the end of the day you're really stuffed and you think, oh, I'm so full, I can't move anymore, okay? Just imagine doing that 6 times a day. So by doing that 6 times a day, it means it's very expensive, first of all, and number 2, you probably do not have the time to do that either. So what does it mean? It means you have to do your own meals, you have to cook, and that takes a lot of time. So the average day for a really good bodybuilder, most of the time takes 4 hours for cooking and eating, just every day, only those 2 things. So the average person doesn't want to do this, and you shouldn't. That's my whole point. So you have to realize one thing. Number one thing. People always try to do what the Mr. Olympia does. They are trying to do, what did Ronnie Coleman do? What did this guy do? What is he doing? Blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, you will never be on his level, okay? You will never be an 8-time Mr. Olympia winner. You will never win the Olympia once. And generally speaking, most of you watching here or watching this channel, you will never be at the Olympia stage at all. So you're living in an illusion, okay? You're trying to live this, oh, I'm a bodybuilder lifestyle. You're not, okay? So bodybuilding to me starts at the heavyweight, but it's just for me. Everything underneath, it's not really bodybuilding. I mean, it is bodybuilding, but a real bodybuilder is a heavyweight, to me, okay? It's not a 75 kilogram, 80 kilogram, whatever class. That's more a fitness thing, okay? But anyways, you have to eat a lot of food in a fitness class too. So what does that mean? For example, I'm a former athlete, okay, a professional athlete. If you told me back in the day that, just for an example, there was a pill. If you said, Angelo, take this pill and you will become a world champion, one of the greatest of all time, but you will never turn 40, will you take it? And the answer would have been, yeah, of course. I take 2 of those, okay? I'll take 2. So reality is that most of you are not willing to do that. So what does that mean? That doesn't mean that I'm crazy, because, I mean, yes I am. But the thing is that there was a guy, I'm not telling any names, but there was a guy, you can look it up on Google, there was a guy asking several world-class athletes almost the same question, okay? He asked them, if I gave you a pill, a PED, a performance-enhancing drug,
and you will become a world champion, a gold medal winner, one of the greatest of all time, whatever, but you will only have 5 more years to live. Would you take it? And more than or almost 70% said yes, I'm going to take it, because I don't care if I live 5 years or 10 years or 50 years, as long as I'm going to win. Okay? And that's my point. Most of you out there, you will never be remotely coming or getting close to something like that. So you will never do anything like this, okay? So your mindset isn't the same. It's not the same mindset that those people have or the mindset that I had. But I was a little bit smarter, so I decided to go down another road. Because I knew if I don't stop, I will do anything that it takes. And the point is that I'm trying to make, COVID, for example, this ongoing pandemic, is the prime example for this, okay? 0.2% of the people who get COVID or who get this virus, I can't say the name because the YouTube clip is going to get banned. So 0.2% from all the people of getting this virus are going to die. 0.2, that means that 99.8% are going to survive. Even though the whole world is going crazy, everybody thinks, oh, I'm going to die, I have to hide at home, I can't get outside, I need a mask, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So everybody's so afraid to get, and so scared to get sick or to die, because 0.2, there's a 0.2% chance that this is, okay? People like me, we cannot understand that, because we are looking on the other side. We are seeing 99.8% is the chance to survive, and 95% don't even realize that they are sick. What? You're telling me this illness is so dangerous that you have to test for it, because otherwise you don't know that you have it. Okay. And we have a vaccine, but nobody wants to take it. So we just don't understand. Okay, that's just my point. I do not understand all of that, because I see 95% of the people don't even realize that they have it, and 99.8% are surviving. So what's the point? But that's exactly the point that I'm trying to make. So most of you are not willing to go this extra round. And that's okay, that's totally fine, that's smart and good. But it also means that you should not do what all those people are doing, because you will never end up there. Let's get back to food. That's just I know it's a little bit of a longer topic, but it's our main topic today. So it's more of a talking head video, just a head talking, ba, 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 ba. Not a lot of action going on, not many drone shots or anything, but I always say story is the king and not the equipment or the drone shots or anything like that. So story is more important. What does that mean? The average bodybuilder eats at least 2.2 pounds of meat every single day, which is 1 kilogram, which gives you around 200 grams of protein, because that's what you need. But if you are, let's say, 200 pounds heavy, which is 90 kilograms, you're going to eat 200 grams of protein. You know that, I know that, almost everybody knows that. So, first of all, people are eating too much protein. Too much protein. That's number one. Eating or buying 2 pounds of meat is easily $10 or euros, which is super cheap, because that's the problem. Bodybuilding is not healthy. That's what people don't want to tell you. I've been doing this for 26 years. 25, I'm in my 26th year now. And it's not healthy. That's just how it is. So you have to find a way that is healthy. I hope we can agree on that, because you're not going to be a Mr. Olympia, so there's no point of doing that, okay? So eating a kilogram of red meat every single day, because red meat is the #1 muscle builder. Yes, it might be, but it's not necessary. Not for the things that most of you want, what I want, what we want. You eat a lot of food and you don't have money, okay? Because that's the question. What can I do to eat on a budget? So you have to eat a lot of stuff and you don't have money. Which means if you bought meat, what are you going to buy? You're buying cheap meat, which is bad for your body, and you eat a lot of that, so it makes no sense, okay? So you're going down this spiral, and it's not a good way, because people can't afford a kilogram or 2.2 pounds of red meat, grass-fed meat, which is around $40 or $50 a day. people are not going to do this. So they buy cheap meat and they eat a lot of it, which is not really smart. So, and then you don't have carbs and only fats, so you need carbs too. So in the end, if your diet is really, really cheap, you're around $11 every single day, okay? $11 or even more, you know. So what can we do to get our proteins? What can we do to get our calories and not spend a lot of money? And that's pretty simple, okay? Pretty simple. And I have done all these 3 methods that I'm going to tell you for at least every single one of them for at least, I would say, 2 years. And it's pretty easy. Stick with me. Bear with me. Number 1, that's the key. What is it? It's oatmeal, okay? It's just a regular oatmeal. Nothing special. It costs $1.10 or €1.10 for 2.2 pounds. Okay, that's 1 kilogram. 1 kilogram for $1 or €1.10. What do you get? First of all, you get 3,780 calories, which is, okay, it's a lot. 3,780 calories. But what are the macros? The macros are pretty easy. You've got 140 grams of protein, you've got more than 600 carbs and 70 grams of fat. So, which sounds pretty amazing. Am I right about that? Of course I'm right about that. So, because it's only $1, you get 140 grams of protein for $1 and 600 grams of carbs. Those are the second best carbs you can get your hands on. The best carbs in the world are sweet potatoes, second best carbs. So for $1.10 you've got almost all your protein. If you don't need 3,780 calories, you just eat less. If you need more, you eat more. But do you really want to eat all those? No. So there's a simpler way. And how can you push the proteins? That's another point. Bear with me. Where do I have it? I have 3 variations. Number 1 is, and I do not endorse any brand or protein powder at all, but I know that you want to buy it, and yeah, I just talk about that in a minute. So number 1, we do have a whey protein. That's what most people eat to get their protein up, okay? Especially when they are on a diet. So they eat more of those, which is not really smart because it's a supplement. You have to supplement it. It's not a replacement, but that's what it is. So if you ate this, let's say you eat 1 kilogram of these oats and you add 3 scoops of this little fella, you will end up with almost 220 grams of protein, which is more than enough. 600 grams of carbs and 70 grams of fat. So this is a single day. There are 73 servings in here, and this bottle is $50. Yeah, $50. So $50, 73 servings, which means 1 serving is 63 cents. So if you eat three of them, it's almost $1.90 plus $1.10 for those. So $3. For $3 you get 1,140 calories. You get around 220 grams of protein, 600 grams of carbs and 70 grams of fats. So that's a perfect day if you need that many calories, and it's only $3. So the cool thing about it, it's basically vegetarian, basically, because it's only milk. Yeah. So, and this is organic stuff, so super cheap organic stuff. Way better than eating 2 or 3 pounds of meat every single day. And option number 2, if you don't want to use whey, you can use something like that. That's a Vegan Pro complex protein, which is very important to use a complex protein because you are not eating meat with this diet. So you have to get all your proteins and all the amino acids, the whole amino profile. So that's why you need a complex protein. You need hemp, you need rice and some other stuff. So you can even do this in a vegan option. So a vegan option with 200 grams of protein and 4,000 calories for $3, which is ridiculously less. So, and number 3, that's what I do. Number 3 is using egg whites. Liquid egg whites. Liquid, organic egg whites. They are more expensive than this, and you will end up at $11. That's $10, $11, it depends on the liquid egg whites that you buy, but that's also way healthier than eating, like I said, 2 or 3 pounds of red meat every single day. Like I said, I would not recommend protein powder because the reason is that's one of the best whey protein powders out there, but the reason is those stuff is full with chemicals, okay? There are things in there, and I know that no one of you has ever googled anything, okay? Some of you always endorse, oh, buy this protein, buy this booster, right? You have no idea what's inside of it, okay? And you only have to read. So if you read this label, you will see that there is color, curcumin, there are sweeteners, acesulfam K, there are enzyme complexes, there are amylase, protease, cellulase, blah blah blah. There's all this chemical stuff in there, and do one thing, just do one thing. Pick any of these, put it in your Google search bar, look what it is, and look what it does to your body, okay? If you did that, I guarantee you, you will never ever eat as many protein shakes as you used to. So, but on a budget, and with the question that I've asked you in first place, you probably don't care. With this method, you can save up to $8 a day, because compared to $11, we are at 3, so you're saving $8 every single day, which means it's $240 in 30 days. That's a lot of money, because in 365 days, so a whole year, you're saving $2,920, which is a lot of money, because you can go on a vacation with your girlfriend, you can invest those money, you could do a lot of stuff. And now think about me, think about guys like me who have been working out for 25 years. So $2,920 times 25 is on point $73,000. Yeah, I think, yeah, I did the math, that's right. It's $73,000 that you can save. Okay, $73,000 is a lot of investments, it's a Lamborghini, it's a lot of vacations, and it's a lot of stuff, because the number one reason why people get divorced, do you know the number one reason? The number one reason is money. They don't go on vacation, they can't pay their bills, they can't do all this stuff. But on the other hand, she will say, yeah, but you have to eat meat every day. And all this meat, all this lifting weights, it makes no sense. So you start a fight for nothing, okay? You're starting a fight for nothing, you can save a lot of money, you'd be way healthier. And with all this saved money, $240 on average every single month, you can do so much more. You can go out and have a nice dinner. That doesn't mean that you should never eat meat or anything. It's just being smarter, okay? So for people who hate guys like me, we are not better. We just use our brain, okay? We just think. We are cheap. We don't want to spend money. And even I said it, I don't have to work a single day anymore in my life. I can do whatever I want. I stand up, I get up in the morning, I do whatever I want. That's the reason why I do YouTube clips that way, because people always tell me, oh, you want subscribers? Oh, you want more likes? Do this, do that. No, because if I did, I don't want to spend 70 hours doing something that I don't like, because I don't have to. I can do whatever I want, okay, that's the point. So I'm still saying subscribe and like and everything, but it's just to see if you like the content. That's the point. It's not for me making money. I don't care, my clips are not monetized. I've been on YouTube way before, so my account is really old, and back in the day you could make money, you could monetize your clips from day one. That's not possible anymore. Now you need, I don't know, 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 followers or anything. Back in the day when I created my account, you did not need that. So I can hit monetize, but I don't do it because I don't care. Okay, I don't care about making money, and I switched this channel into English because I like it. That's just how it is. I don't want to do it in German anymore. Even though I had more views in German, but I don't care. I want to do this because I like it, and I can do it. I can do whatever I want. So the point is, even though I can do whatever I want to, I'm still trying to save money, because why should I waste it? Why should I risk my health for nothing? Because I got big with those diets, and honestly, If you were bigger than me, you probably would not watch this clip. You wouldn't care because you know how to get big, okay? So this is an easy way, it's a cheap way, and you will get huge by doing it.
I like Gucci bags when they filled up with cash. Call me
Lights, get out of this town, drive away from the city, away from the crowd. It's gonna take me down, I'm so tall, so handsome as hell. I'm so bad and I do it so well. My condition is, say you remember me. Standing in a nice dress, staring at the sunset, babe.
What you see is what you get.